The Bible tells us to stand true to what we believe, be courageous, be strong. In 1 Corinthians 16:13, you'll find that verse. You see it over and over again in the scriptures. God uses people who show courage, people who stand up when everyone else is willing to sit down and do absolutely nothing. Just look at Daniel. Daniel is one of only two people in history to whom God revealed how the world is going to end. The other one is the Apostle John in the book of Revelations. Think about that for a moment, knowing firsthand how things are going to end. God used Daniel like few men in history have ever been used, but there's got to be a reason behind that. But before God used Daniel to change the world, the Bible teaches us that Daniel stood up to one of the most powerful men in all of history at that time, and that would have been the king Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel told him, in other words, the king had told Daniel that he must eat his food, Babylon's food that had been sacrificed to idols. Daniel said no. Think about it. He rejected the king. He said, sorry, king, your food isn't good enough for me. I can't eat it. Now, keep in mind, Daniel was very respectful to the king, but he was also very firm in his refusal to compromise. And that is something that we rarely see today. We give in so easily. I'm sure there were many other Jewish young men taken captive who saw absolutely no problem in eating the food that the king had placed before them. I'm sure that they probably said, hey, you know what? Everybody else is doing it. Everybody else is eating the food that has been sacrificed to idols, and the king is putting it before them. But Daniel said, I don't care. If the whole world eats the king's food, Daniel said, it's not right. It's not easy to stand up when everybody else is just sitting down. Daniel said, you know what? I'm not going to do it no matter what. I'm not going to follow the current. I'm not going to follow the crowd. Daniel stood with courage. He was willing to stand alone. And sometimes when you stand for principles, you're going to have to stand by yourself. History has shown us that the majority is wrong much of the time. Just because the majority likes a particular value or passes a particular law doesn't mean that that value or that law is right. But we are so programmed and so accustomed to going with the majority that we wind up compromising. Only God decides what's true, not us. Only God decides what's right and what's wrong. It is not up to the majority to vote. It's not up to the popular vote. God decides what's right. That is why the Bible says, stand true to what you believe. Be courageous, be strong. 1 Corinthians 16:13. And most of the time, you're going to find yourself standing all by yourself. We need people of courage today to stand up to the evils that reside within this culture that we are living. That they're turning right into wrong, and they're turning darkness into light. And because that's what God calls us to do, He will support and He is going to reward you when you stand for Him, when you stand for the truth. But sometimes it is going to be a very lonely place standing for the truth. Because those people that you thought that would stand with you, those people that you thought that really had your back when the time counts, are going to disappear. But you know what? You need to be courageous, you need to be strong, and you need to be firm in your convictions. And just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean that that is the route that you need to take. So once again, Pastor Angel from the Ministry of Love, Power, and Grace saying, God bless, take care. Have a great day, and Lord willing, we will meet again tomorrow by the grace of God. God bless.